Hey everybody. Welcome to Live from Home number 52. 2, 3, and... Well, hi there everybody. Hope you all are doing well out there. Welcome to another live stream. I'm very happy to be playing for you all this evening. I see some nice comments from people telling us where they're tuning in from. It's always interesting to see where you're watching from, so just type in the comments there in the chat where you are watching the stream from. And I see a question from Paul Nye. What is the timeline for your Christmas album? Really jazzed about hearing it. Well, thanks, Paul. The album's coming out on December 3rd, and if you pre-order it now, you'll get the album before release day, and it'll also give you the best chance of getting it delivered before Christmas, especially if you're overseas, outside of the US, over in Europe, even Australia. So anyone who's interested in the Christmas album, you can pre-order it now at joerobinson.com/Christmas, and it's a 13-song Christmas album featuring, all the holiday favorites, arranged for solo fingerstyle guitar using all my arranging tools that I have. So I'll play a couple songs from the Christmas album now. Here's a little bit of Jingle Bell Rock. All right, here's another tune from the Christmas album. This is a song written by John Lennon and Yoko Ono. There we go. Isn't that a beautiful song? What a gorgeous piece of music. So the Christmas album features, 13 holiday classics like that. There's Let It Snow, Winter Wonderland. I'll play a few more during the stream if you'd like. But anyone who's interested in the Christmas album, you can get it at joerobinson.com/Christmas. And I forgot to mention earlier, if you do pre-order it, you can request me sign it with a personalized message if you'd like. So if you'd like to give it as a gift to somebody, you can type in their name and then you can write, some special message if you want. All right. I'm going to keep it going. Let me know if you have any requests. I feel like playing some requests tonight. Here's a song called The Prize. 1, 2. I had a one-way conversation with me, myself, and I about the way we've been living. Can't imagine why. To get to where we're going, it's a cloudy compromise. You're mistaking everything I'm taking. My eyes off the prize. Maybe I've been distracted, quite possibly alright. The This big old bright and shiny world has kept me up at night. We all know that price tag shouldn't come as no surprise. You're mistaking everything I'm taking my eyes off the prize. Some days I live with no regrets. Some days I just as soon forget. Some days a diamond, some a stone. Some things I just as soon leave alone. Where does all this leave me? I can't really say I know. I got more questions than answers, quite a ways to go. I can't let that deter me. This I realize, you're mistaking everything I'm taking my eyes off the prize. Some days I live with no regrets. Some days I just as soon forget. Some days a diamond, some a stone. Some things I just as soon leave alone. I had a one-way conversation with me, myself and I about the way we've been living. Can't imagine why. To get to where we're going, it's a cloudy compromise. You're mistaking everything I'm taking my eyes off the prize. My eyes off the prize. My eyes off the prize. There we go. Jeff says, Joe, you inspired me to do a fingerstyle on Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas from Manila. Oh, that's really cool, Jeff. I'd love to hear your arrangement. Greetings to Manila. I'd love to be over there in the Philippines someday. Never been there. Okay. I'm going to play a little Beatles. I always play Beatles, but you know, when I'm just practicing at home, I always play Beatles songs. They're so much fun. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. And take these sunken eyes and learn to see. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly. Blackbird fly into the light of a dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. And take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird fly. Blackbird fly into the light of a dark black night. There we go. Check tuning here. So for anyone that's just tuning in, my name is Joe Robinson, and this is Live from Home number 52. I've been doing these streams for over a year now, because they don't happen every single week. I'm kind of going every other week. I have been going for a while, but I'm going to try to keep them going over the holidays. And anyone who enjoys the music, it's very much appreciated. If anyone feels like they want to leave a tip in the virtual tip jar, this is an amazing way to contribute. So it's the tip jar link is joerobinson.com/tipjar, TIPJAR. So anyone who leaves a tip, thank you so much, and thank you in advance to anybody who goes ahead and does that. Here's a little song that was recorded by Chet Atkins and Tommy Emmanuel. It's called Borsalino, written by Claude Bowling. And I forgot to mention, to anybody who's in the Nashville area, I do have a real life show coming up. I'm actually getting married on December 1st, and we're throwing a very special, event, a concert. Evening of December 1st, starting at 8 p.m. down at 3rd and Lindsley. It's called The Reception, and it's going to be me playing with some of my favorite musician friends in the world. Nia Z on drums. Nia Z has played with Genesis and John Mayer and Chris Cornell and a lot of great musicians. And Glenn Worf on the bass guitar. Glenn Worf is one of the top studio bass players. Nia is one of the top drummers. And Glenn works with Mark Knopfler and has for a good number of years, and a lot of great people. And he's just an impeccable musician himself. And Pat Bergeson is going to be playing guitar alongside me. Pat used to play with Chet Atkins, and he's worked with a lot of great artists, especially in the jazz world. And so he's one of my favorite guitar players. And so I always love getting the opportunity to work with Pat. So anyone who can be there in Nashville, December 1st at 3rd and Lindsley. Tickets are on sale now. It's a limited capacity show. So grab your tickets if you're interested in being there before they sell out. This is a request from J Love, I believe, who's over there across the pond, and he's requesting let the guitar do the talking. So here we go. This is for you, brother. I saw her from across the room, and I could not look away, but I knew that all too soon I'd get on the stage and play. She was pale, me no mind, just laughing with her friends, but I knew I had to make my move, or I might never see her again. So I let the guitar do the talking, 'cause it knew just what to say. With a smooth melody and the bass were walking, she started walking my way. I drew her close to me with the harmony, and our hands fell right into place. I let the guitar do the talking, loved everything it had to say. She was standing by the bandstand when I played my last song. She said, if you can show me how, I'd love to play along. There's a beautiful maiden at my place, she said, vintage 1952, and I got a feeling we could make some music if you could help me to get it in tune. So I let the guitar do the talking, 'cause it knew just what to say. With a smooth melody and the bass walking, things started going my way. I drew her close to me with the harmony, and our hands fell right into place. I get the guitar to the talking, she loved everything that it had to say. To talking, and it said sweet goodbye. I wish that I could stay and play, but I'm leaving town tonight. Another show on down the road, and it all begins again. I let the guitar do the talking. Another town, another friend. Saw her from across the room, and I could not look away, but I knew that all too soon I'd get on the stage and play. That's good fun right there. Well, thanks very much to anybody who's just tuning in. We have a virtual tip jar set up for these live stream concerts, and so thank you in advance to anybody who feels like they want to contribute and buy a ticket for the live stream. It's no obligation, but it's very much appreciated by me. The tip jar link is joerobinson.com/tipjar, TIPJAR. It's like the virtual swiper. When I'm on stage live, you know, I'm always hustling CDs and vinyl records, and I say, come and see me, I got a swiper, and everyone happens to laugh. You know, they laugh at that every single night. It's crazy. But these days we've got a virtual swiper, and it's called the virtual tip jar. So the link is in the description to anybody who wants to visit that page and make a contribution. Thank you in advance. Okay, so I see a few requests for tunes from the Tommy and Chet album, Fingerpickers Took Over the World. To Be or Not to Be, I can play that. It's a beautiful song. Good idea. Whoops. All right, here's a little more Christmas music. Get the mic out of the way. And I missed a request from Silas to play Dixie McGuire. This song, of course, was written by the great Tommy Emmanuel. We've performed it together a few times. I think there's probably a video on YouTube of us. But it's really a beautiful song. And Silas threw in a little super chat over there on YouTube. So thank you very much, Silas. I hope you enjoy this Dixie McGuire rendition. Good fun. I love playing that song. Thomas is asking about the story behind Snake Man. That's a real interesting story. So when I was growing up, we had a lot of snakes around the house, like pythons that were in the natural environment. And I grew up in this farmhouse with kind of open rafters, a tin roof and open rafters. And, it was really common to see a snake coiled up in the rafters. And it was also common to see them in the chicken pen trying to eat the chickens. But Phil Emmanuel, who, we lost a couple years ago now, was an incredible, guitarist, the older brother of Tommy, and they grew up playing together, of course. And I met Phil when I was, 11 or 12 years old. And he invited me, to perform with him whenever I could come along to the show. And so he'd get me up and we'd play songs like Blue Angel, Europa, and all kinds of great tunes. And Phil was really, really into, snakes. He was always, talking about this new breed and this new this and that. And he even had a microscope, and he'd try and figure out ways to heal the mites. He'd have a few of them with little kind of these mites that get on him. Anyway, he was just so into it. And my mum is a veterinarian, so she's always working with animals. And so Phil would call the house, and he'd say, "Hey Joe, I need to talk to your mum." I'd say, "Okay." And he'd say, "Kath," that's my mum's name. He'd say, "I'm coming through Kempsey," which is the town kind of near where we grew up. And he'd say, "And I need you to pack me an esky full of frozen rats." And an esky is like a cooler, as they say in America. We call it an esky in Australia. So it's like a little tub full of frozen rats. And so Mum would have some of those at the vet, clinic. And she'd package them up and give them to Phil, and he'd drive home with them and feed them to his snakes. He had like over 30 snakes, all in these, fish tank-like things. And so Phil was the snake man. And I used to give guitar lessons to a fellow who lived just down the road from me in Temagog. I'm talking way too much, but it's kind of a cool story. And Kevin had this huge, really elaborate snake farm, basically. And he had albino this, what's a rare snakes. And I used to ride my bicycle down to his house and teach him John Denver songs from the Pete Hutlinger songbook. He had Pete Hutlinger's VHS tapes, and I'd learn the John Denver guitar parts that Pete was playing. So those are the characters that influenced Snake Man. Okay, I'm going to keep playing Christmas songs because I'm kind of just feeling the spirit. Here's a little bit of Winter Wonderland. Rock and roll. Good fun. So anyone who'd like to pre-order the Christmas album, you can do so at my website, joerobinson.com/Christmas. And it's best to pre-order it if you want to get it in time for the big day. And if you pre-order it, the CDs are $20, and I'd be happy to sign it. There's a little drop-down box when you click Add to Cart, and it'll ask you for the name of the person you'd like me to sign it to, and any kind of special message you'd like me to write on the disc. And so maybe it'd be a nice holiday gift for somebody, a Christmas gift. And there's 13 arrangements just like the ones you've heard, like Jingle Bell Rock, Let It Snow, Winter Wonderland, Happy Christmas, War Is Over. Chicago Chris, 1968, is asking, will there be a vinyl version? There will be next year. Vinyl, is just in such demand right now. All the plants are busy. You can't get them pressed up within kind of less than 6 months. And apparently, I heard with the new Adele album coming out, she basically booked up all the vinyl plants in the US. So they're all at full capacity. So, you can't get anything made within a short amount of time. And of course, I recorded these songs, I guess last month. So it's hot off the presses. And it'll be available on vinyl next year. So let me know if you have any more requests coming through. I saw a request for Boundless, so I'd like to play that song.
It came in like a river, floated me into a dream. I cruised along with the current. I didn't want to fight the stream. And you keep bending, twisting, turning, boundless, pouring, chasing, rolling, boundless, running, spilling, overflowing. When I think I've reached my limit, you pull me right back in it. Ooh, babe, your love is boundless. And every day this love it grows. You keep bending, twisting, turning, boundless, pouring, chasing, rolling, boundless, running, spilling, overflowing. When I think I've reached my limit, you pull me right back in it. Ooh, babe, your love is boundless. You came in like a river, floated me into a dream. Cruised along with the current and didn't want to fight the stream. You keep bending, twisting, turning, boundless, pouring, chasing, rolling, boundless, running, spilling, overflowing. When I think I've reached my limit, you pull me right back in it. Oh, babe, your love is boundless. Your love is boundless.
Well, to anyone out there who's just tuning in, we have a virtual tip jar set up for the stream. And if you're enjoying the music and feel like leaving a tip, it's very much appreciated by me. It's not required for admission to the show, but yeah, like I said, it's very much appreciated. The tip jar link is joerobinson.com/tipjar. And I'm keeping an eye on the chat here to see some requests, comments. See if I remember how to play this one.
Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich and your ma is good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. Then you spread your wings and you take to the sky. But till that morning, there ain't nothing can harm you. With daddy and mommy standing by.
right, Rick Henderson asked, any plans on coming to Hamilton, Ontario, Canada? Well, I was supposed to be in Canada kind of now. Well, the end of this month, I was supposed to be there. I've had a tour there with Tommy Emmanuel on the calendar for probably 3 years maybe. But the dates keep getting moved back. And so they've been rescheduled until September 2022. So that's the current state of my Canadian adventures. It's gotten to the point where it's just like you kind of add shows to the calendar, and you kind of go, well, we'll see what happens in 6 months. Couple of requests. One's from Cleveland Sparrow. Can you play Isn't She Lovely? I can absolutely do that. There's a question from Tim. Hi Joe, I'm going to get my first proper acoustic. Anything to look out for? Well, probably the most important thing you can do, in my opinion, is once you get the guitar, if you go and pick one that you like and it feels good to play, and you like the sound of it, and it's mainly is it comfortable, and then you take it to someone who can give it a setup. So normally at the place you buy it, there'll be kind of a guitar luthier back there, and you can ask him to give the guitar a setup so it's nice and easy to play. Especially if you want to play fingerstyle guitar. If you're just strumming, if you're a belligerent strummer, like a lot of folks out there, nothing against that. I like a good strum, but when you're strumming, you want the action to be a little bit higher so you get a lot more volume from the guitar. But when playing fingerstyle, because the left hand's playing all kinds of weird and wonderful chords, you want the action to be nice and low so the guitar is very easy to play. To the point where if you put, acoustic gauge strings on an electric guitar, it would kind of feel similar almost. So that would be my advice is pick out a guitar that you like and that feels good, and that's an important step. But probably the biggest change, the biggest difference you're gonna see is if you take it to a luthier at the store and say, can you please give it a good setup? And it's not too expensive to do that, but it's really worth it. in getting your instrument to be as easy to play as possible. And sometimes it takes a little bit of tweaking to get it so it's just right. Normally when I take my guitar to the luthier, which I do when I get them, and maybe I've been playing this guitar for about 10 years, and I've probably taken it once when I got it, and then maybe once again 5 years ago if it needed anything, but it's due for a refret pretty soon. But yeah, I'll take it into the luthier and they'll do the setup, and I'll play it and I'll say, oh, it's just a little bit too high, and then they'll go back and they'll file the bridge or the nut down a little bit more, and I'll play it and I'll say, yeah, I think that's perfect. I'll take it home for a week, and then maybe I'll take it back and say, oh, it needs to be down just a little bit more. And then so once you get it so it's about right, you don't really need to touch it for a long time. But it takes a little bit of fine-tuning and experimenting. So there we go. Play a few more songs. Thank you to anybody who's contributed to the virtual tip jar. The tip jar link is joerobinson.com/tipjar. And tips are not required for entry to the live stream, but they're very much appreciated. I'm really trying to avoid putting any kind of paywall behind the streams here. Here we go.
Down by the river that July, before we had to say goodbye, I fell for you before I knew your name. The way that the words fell from your lips, the feeling of your soft fingertips on my skin, I've never been the same. All that I need to learn, that I need to see is in your eyes. All that I plead and yearn for this world to give me realized. This love I believe, Genevieve. Je t'intuite ma joie de vivre. From all that I run, you are my reprieve. Right from the start, this restless heart you tame. All that I need to learn, that I need to see is in your eyes. All that I plead and yearn, but this world to give me realized. This love I believe, Genevieve. And every day I know it more and more. You're the one I've been searching for. And I don't even know who I was before you. All that I need to learn, that I need to see is in your eyes. All that I plead and yearn for this world to give me realized. In this love I believe, more than I can conceive. Morning, noon, and eve.
All right, everybody, I'm going to wish you a good evening with that one. Take good care out there, and thanks for watching the stream. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you in advance to anybody who shared the stream or who contributed to the virtual tip jar. Thank you so much. And we have a Christmas pre-sale on at the moment, so if you'd like to pre-order the Christmas album, you can do so at joerobinson.com/Christmas. Hope you all have a good rest of your weekend out there, and take good care. Cheers.